guys, it's Laura. Welcome back to my channel. I don't know how I waited to react to this because I was so busy this weekend and JUNHEE dropped this out of nowhere. I was like, really? Really? Well, I'm so busy and I can't react to it? Okay. And I want to always give my 100% full reaction. So I was like, I have to wait until I have time to react to this. This is JUNHEE featuring Wow, Get Out. I did see a couple of spoilers, mostly because Choice couldn't stop. They were flipping out on Twitter. So, I do know that he loses his shirt in this. So let's go ahead, see what this is all about. I'm definitely not prepared. Let's get started. Oh, already the setup is just cool. Ooh. I love that electronic feeling. Oh, nice.
Noise on my head, but I got that wire. Step on the fear, yeah, rise up higher. Talk all day, but they all just liars. Light my spark, now I'm breathing fire. Too fast, no fear, no brakes. No cap, no fake, I break. One shot, my fate, I take. Whole world shakes when I make that quick. Hold my breath, I feel the way. Oh, we don't care. Rise up, yeah. No more fear, I won't behave. All this time I had to wait. Now I'm ready, can't escape. My way, no delay. All day.
Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, I love the balance between the low and the high. And the layers. Ooh. Woo! Hey, King Wow!
Get better, can't bring me now, never ever. Cut the noise, mysteric.
Ooh, nice.
Automatic, mind so sharp, cinematic, born savage, problematic.
Nice. That kind of call and response feeling is so nice. Ooh, yes. Ooh. Harmonization too. I don't think it was as thick this in the first chorus. The post chorus is so funky too. I love it. Ooh, what a pull away. Ooh, that run down. JUNHEE! Okay, I figured that was gonna happen in the final chorus. I was like anticipating when was gonna happen. This song is so freaking good. Are you kidding me? JUNHEE just keeps surprising me. I always have known. I've been a pre-debut Choice. So like from the very beginning, I've always known that like JUNHEE has so much that he wants to show everyone. And you can really see that in everything that he's done since he was writing music and he was working on things, right? And then he went to do musicals and that was, you know, something different that he was able to do. And then he started his solo career with what he wanted to do in different ways. And he's shown us so many different sides to him, but he keeps giving more. And this is how you can tell someone who loves their craft they like keep working on themselves. They keep making themselves better. They keep like doing new things. And I remember when he was preparing for this album, he was talking to us on Link about how he goes and does all of these different writing workshops and things like that. He's different composers and songwriters, right? In order to become better at his craft, right? And I feel like you can really tell in this album, like he wanted to show a different side of himself. But I can also feel how well connected they are to each other. Even in the electronic kind of feeling of this, it really feels like I understand why they're on the same album as like La La Loon, right? It's really like just kind of that same feeling. And I feel like he did with this with his first album too, with All Day and Night. All Day and All Night, because they had a similar kind of feeling. You could definitely feel like it was a complete album, and he really thinks about how these certain songs are going to link up together. And so that's the same thing here. Like I felt like I can see these on this same album and why they go together and why they're linked up. From the very beginning, I loved that electronic feeling. Again, it made me think of the electronic feeling in La 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 Loon as well, and it just has this, but it has a completely like opposite feeling from La 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 Loon, right? Which I loved. It's so deep and so interesting and intricate to listen to. I love how he's playing around with synthesizer a lot and how he can incorporate different kind of sounds into his singing, because he has such a beautiful singing voice. That's something that I've always known since pre-debut. Like, I'm like, this man can sing. Like, it's one of those things. That's actually A.C.E in general. They are a group of amazing vocalists and performers, and just like, it's one of those things when you have such a talented group, you know that when they get to their solo, like what they're going to do solo wise, it's going to be amazing, right? And I really love that he featured Wow on this, because I feel like Wow's style really fits into this as far as his rapping and singing. It really fits into this kind of style. And there's lots of different things that Wow can also do, but I loved like this sound. It just is so natural, I feel like, for him. And I love kind of the change in this song. JUNHEE has an incredible range that he can play around with as far as singing wise. He tends to stick more in his head voice and kind of where his natural voice lies. So I liked how he was able to give us a little more of his low range and his low register. He was focused a little bit more on that, and I think it really matches for this song as well. So I love the difference between the highs and lows in this, because it gave a broader sense of like what JUNHEE can do as a vocalist. And I love the kind of back and forth call and response. You could say it was maybe a pre-chorus there, but I loved how it went back and forth between like him saying something, singing something, and then it was something else within that. I absolutely loved. In the chorus, I love the downward motion and the balance of the low and the high with the layers. I feel it was one of those things where he was doing this on purpose, because he wanted to kind of get this feeling in your head and have it repetitive, which you want to do in a pop song, right? You want to have that. You want it to be easily recognizable and memorable right away. And I think that he nailed that here, right? In verse 2, I love how melodic and rhythmic it is. Very, very nice. Like I said, this is King Wow. He sounded great. I love it. Love him being in there. And then we had this like, ooh, na 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 part, which it was really nice, because it just added another layer. But again, it kind of replaced that back and forthness. But at the same time, they were still doing that. So it just added another layer of texture. Very, very intriguing and interesting to listen to. And then we go into the chorus, and this time there was a lot more harmonization, at least, you know, that I was focused on, because when I do a reaction, I always, you know, start off with the vocals, because that's what I'm trained in, right? And so I'm listening for that kind of thing, but I can get distracted. It's really easy, right? And so that's something that definitely happens all the time. And I didn't know notice as much harmonization in the first chorus as I did the second. And I think that was done on purpose. And then the post-chorus, it's kind of funky. It was, I loved it. It was a little bit funky, a little, interesting to listen to. And then we have the bridge. What a pull away. I love how it just dropped the instrumentation out. JUNHEE really showed off that run. And then, of course, that final chorus. I mean, guys, I understand why everyone was freaking out, because, and I'm actually glad that I knew that this scene was going to happen, so I could really listen to everything, because or else I would be over here like, freaking out. You know, and I didn't want to do that, right? So I'm sad at the same time. I'm happy that I knew he was going to be shirtless at some point, so it gave me a chance to compose myself, because it was, I tell you what, like Twitter yesterday on Choice Twitter was going crazy yesterday. So, but I really enjoyed this overall. I think it's a really beautiful sound. We got to hear so many different aspects of JUNHEE's voice. We got to see wow, which it's always good when the boys perform together in any capacity, because it's just like, they complement each other so incredibly well. You know, they've been together for so long, right? And it's just like they fit so perfectly. And so when JUNHEE has him, like any of the members feature on any of the songs, it always makes me so happy, because I love seeing them perform together. So tell me what you guys thought about this. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What was your favorite part of the song or the music video? I would say for me, I really loved the back and forth part, because first and foremost, they were both JUNHEE singing. I think a lot of times when we kind of have this back and forth, it's usually in groups, you know, it's members and then a member singing, right? Or sometimes when it's solo, it's the backup singer and the soloist. So I really liked that JUNHEE took the time to layer that, and it's him and him, because it just matches a little bit more. And then of course, like I said, I love seeing wow on this as well. So tell me your thoughts down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.